Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 XBL review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at one of the most underrated games I've ever played, and I'm reviewing it now because it's just went down to 160 Microsoft points. So that is as of 30th of March 2011. Videos aren't magic, and I keep getting people who think that they are and think that when they click on them everything's happening right now this second, so that's why I've mentioned the date. And basically for 160 Microsoft points you really can't go wrong, because I love it at 800 points. It's basically a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and every review I've ever seen of this slags it off, and I don't think it's fair because it's just a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Yeah, it's no Streets of Rage, but few games are. So anyway, you've got single player, you've got full multiplayer co-op, which is good. You've got the ability to view the comics that you've unlocked. You can go into help and options and check your controls out, but you can't change them, something that is quite annoying about the game, because yeah, it's not perfect, I'll say that right now, and I'll mention some of the other things. You can change a few settings, basic, and that's it. And you can unlock some avatar stuff as well. That's what the reinstall extras were. So let's just cut into the game. So, I'm going to start with the story because it's the first thing you notice. You get excellent cutscenes that are done in a comic book style, which is fantastic art, and the voice acting's pretty good. I don't exactly cringe when I hear it, and the story's basically tongue-in-cheek. Whereas with Comic Zone, and I'm mentioning that because it's the game that's going to have the most similarities here, because with Comic Zone, the enemies were sick of being picked on, so they pulled the creator in. Well, this is the other way around. The good guy's sick of being a comic book tough guy. He just wants to retire, so he tries to find a way to get out of the comic to go after his creator. And the story is basically full-on comic book tongue-in-cheek type thing, and it's just zany and over the top, and it pokes fun at itself. When you go through the white lines, because even the levels are done out comic book style, where it's like reading a page like this here. When it eventually works, it's one of the flaws with the game, it doesn't always work straight away. When you jump over the line, the background can change completely. You can go from a street like this into all of a sudden a temple in Yemen, I think it is, in one of the levels, and it pokes fun at itself, saying how the hell did we get here, because comic books can do that. They can have one scene on one page and then totally different on the other and just skip things out. So the story in the game, I personally really like it. I think it's done well. And now on to the combat. As I say, the game's not perfect and it kind of needs customizable controls. That's because X is grab, Y's then throw, B's kick, and A's punch. That's when you're playing as Rick. And it can be quite awkward if you're used to just, for example, playing a game like Streets of Rage, where, well, with that you could actually set your controls, so probably a bad resemblance, but it's the type of thing that you just done your punches and kicks with one button, and then you grab by getting up close, and it just kind of overcomplicates things. But it's not impossible to play the game, and it's the type of thing that after a few levels you'll get used to. Rick, being the comic book tough guy though, he can pretty much pick up anything you see and use it as a weapon. He can even, when I put my teeth back in, he can even create weapons out of thin air. That's one of his special powers, and you can create things like dynamite or machine guns or things like that just by holding, I think it's the right trigger and Y. Laurie, however, who you can also play as, or the second player plays as in co-op, can jump, she can hide in the shadows of things, she can create shadows around her so that she's got somewhere to hide. And it's just things like that. The two characters play completely differently. If you're in the one player, you're going to want to use both. If you're in co-op, you're going to have to work together because some can do some things that the others can't. But again, I'm going to have to now mention a problem, because as much as I like the game, it's got one of the biggest flaws I've ever had. It's got a huge glitch. Now, I don't know if this is actually a glitch that's done intentionally. Basically, without spoiling anything, when you beat the game, they make a joke about now having to wait until the player plays the game again, so starting a new game. The moment I beat the game the first time, I lost everything. I lost all of my saves, I lost all of the ability to go on to any level I wanted, of which there were 10, I believe. I've been unable to double check because I lost them, but I'm pretty sure I've beat 10 levels. You've then also got skills which you can upgrade, and I totally lost them. Proof of that would be simply going into the achievements and, well, it'll take seconds, so I'll do it, but achievements, unlock Rick's entire skill tree. I've got it there, it's proof I've done it. Yet, here's Rick's skill tree, and as you can see, I've got nothing, not a single thing with him. I've just totally lost that. I've kept it with Laurie on player 2's pad, I've lost it with Laurie on player 1's pad, and I've had to start again, and I've decided to upgrade her because she's got the different powers. Because while Rick can create weapons out of thin air, Laurie can, well, poison the enemies and confuse them. She can also call forth a clone who actually comes out and helps you out. She's the better of the two characters to show off, I suppose. All Rick does, as I say, is he can create weapons, he can go into a range and get flames on his hands, which gives him quadruple damage, and, well, it's just very basic stuff to show off, really. But it's annoying that I can't at least show off some of his more advanced combos, because he can pick people up and pile driver them or power bomb them and things like that. The actual main combos on the game, though, don't really work that well, and in all honesty, you're going to find yourself just sticking with A and BBB, because any of the others, it tends to be you have to hit them at the exact right moment and get your timing right. So just stick with the basics or practice like hell with the others. But this is what I mean, it's underrated, and I can see some of the points that they made, because it is overcomplicated with the controls, it does have certain flaws, and that glitch is incredibly annoying. But gameplay wise, it's a sound way to spend some time with a mate, just beating through it. I think it took us around about 2 hours to get it, and I've had to then play it again and again and again to unlock all the skill tree. Overall, I must have replayed levels about 15 times, some of them. So it will give you a decent amount of gameplay. There's also a survival mode where, well, it's basically a survival mode, you just last as long as you can, and the achievements are pretty cool as well. There's things like go through a level without getting hit, or go through a level with having a ×6 combo for more than a minute, I think it is, which can be quite challenging. It's just things like that, really, that for 160 points make this an absolute steal. Yeah, it's not the best game in the world, but it's by far not the worst either. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.